Hi, my name is Myneko Broadhurst, and I am the seventh grade grammar and composition tutor for the 2021-2022 program year at eXtend Homeschool. I want to take a moment to just give you a little bit of background into this class. If you're interested in registering, I'm going to show you my curriculum. I'm going to show you the literature books and hopefully answer some of the questions that you may have for this class. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is just a little bit about the class. This class is really designed to build on grammar and writing skills. What we want to do is prepare our students for middle school and high school. So that's what this class does. This class really emphasizes structure in writing essays and also sentence structure, including grammar skills, and then what the structure of the essay itself looks like. So that's what a lot of focus is on this class. We do that using weekly writing assignments and writing work. And we also do tests for our grammar practice. So that's our way of making sure that the kids are honing in on what it is that's being introduced and that they understand it. I will be introducing concepts to the students, and then you will be reinforcing those concepts on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So therefore, the students get a full English grammar package during every week. One of the things that we are focusing on when it comes to writing, so let me talk about writing first, is that we will be really honing in on certain genres, especially for seventh grade. We will be focusing on expository papers, persuasive papers, and descriptive papers. I will also be issuing a research paper for the seventh graders this year. So we will be doing a number of different types of writing, like I said, preparing them for high school and beyond. One of the things that's really important is that I focus on the beginning of what the essay is using a 1 to 3 paragraph. And then we really stay in the 3 paragraph, 5 paragraph, and even 7 paragraphs if needed, especially when we go to this research paper, it may be more than 7 paragraphs. But I just wanted to make sure you understood what it is that the seventh grade grammar and composition writing side will be. For the grammar side, we will be focusing as well on those parts of speech and really honing in, more reviewing, I will be introducing all the grammar concepts. I love grammar, so I never miss out on an opportunity to be able to talk about grammar, to teach grammar, and introduce. And in the meantime, the curriculum that we're using this year, because we're not using Shirley Grammar, is wonderful because it provides a lot of examples, which is one of the things that, as much as I love Shirley Grammar, I hate that Shirley Grammar doesn't have as many examples in books when you're introducing your concepts, but this year you're gonna get them. So I'm gonna show you the book that we are going to be using for 7th grade grammar and comp. So you know, the way that my class is structured, on Tuesdays, I focus on grammar, and on Thursdays, I focus on writing skills. We do not do spelling in 7th grade grammar and comp, and we do not do vocabulary or reading comprehension. If those are things that you want your child to focus on, that's fine. You can do them on the Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays when you're not meeting with me. But for my class, we're just focusing on grammar and we're focusing on composition. One of the things that I wanted you to know is that, and this is really important for you to understand before you sign your child up, is that your child will be writing a writing assignment every week, if not bi-weekly. So it's a lot of writing, but consistency is really good for the kids. And the more they write, the better they get it. And they might get to like the last assignment of school year and go, oh, now I understand why she wanted me to do that. But that's the whole point. It is consistency. The more you write, the better you become. And so that's really what the background or what I focus on in this class. So I want to show you the curriculum that I'm going to be using. For grammar, we will be using this Easy Grammar grade 6 student workbook. I understand it's grade 6, but I'm going to tell you honestly, parts of speech don't change whether you're in 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. But the nice thing about this Easy Grammar 6 class is that I can introduce grammar concepts, especially if you have a background in Shirley Grammar, which is so helpful. But this is a really nice, easy way. This book where Shirley Grammar focused on asking questions to find the parts of speech in a sentence, this book really focuses on prepositions. So I love this. All the kids that have been working with me on Easy Grammar really loves Easy Grammar. Like I said, I love it as well. I love Shirley Grammar and I love Easy Grammar. So this is going to be a great fit for your students that are coming out of Shirley Grammar. If you didn't take grammar last year, that's fine. This class really just I require you to have completed some form of a 6th grade English and language arts program, whether it was at home and another tutorial or with some friends or with you, or, you know, just so that your child has a base, an idea of what it is that they were going to be doing. But this is what we will be using for grammar this school year. There is also a teacher manual that I highly recommend that you have. This is the purple Easy Grammar Grade 6 book is the book that we will be using. For writing, I'm going to be using this Elegant Essay Writing Lessons, but I'm going to ask you to hold off on purchasing just yet. I'm still trying to determine how much this coincides with how I normally teach writing, but this is a wonderful way, if you still want to invest in it, this is a wonderful way of really breaking down a lot of the topics, the aspects of the essay, the thesis, the topic, the supporting sentences, the conclusion. This book really focuses really well on that. So I may ask my parents to purchase this, but I will make it clear on my communication to you on whether I need you to purchase this book or not. So please, as of right now, do not purchase this book. And on the curriculum list, I'm going to put not finalized. And so when you see that I put finalized, then I'm going to ask you to purchase this Elegant Essay Writing Lessons student book. It is through IEW, as you can see at the bottom. I think it's about $30 or $35. It's a consumable. So please understand you need it new. The same thing with the Easy Grammar Grade book. If you're new to homeschool, consumables are books that you write in and you can't pass them off to someone else. So make sure you get it brand new instead of trying to get a used book. We normally encourage you to buy used books because it cuts down on the cost, but when you have a consumable, you have to buy it new. Okay, so one of the other things I wanted to introduce to you, or I wanted to show you on this video, are the literature books. So the students will be reading 4 to 5 literature books throughout the course of the school year. And you will need to purchase these books. These are not books that I give to you. You will have to purchase these books. Many of these can be found right on Amazon. This is another set. I have some really nice books here. So the first book that you'll need to get is Waiting for Normal by Leslie Connor. The next book is The Giver by Lois Lowry. The third book is Amal Unbound by Aisha Syed. The fourth book is Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. And the fifth book is Nowhere Boy by Catherine Marsh. So those will be the literature books that we will use this year, and we will do end of quarter assignments for those books. I will have these books in Google Classroom, spaced out chapter by chapter for your students to read. If you have a reader, you know, someone who is kind of a hesitant reader, a struggling reader, then I break down the chapters so that they will be able to look at read chapters weekly, spacing the book out for the entire quarter. So these are the books that we will be reading, and I will touch on this one more time as we get closer into the school year. If you're watching this video and it's before May, I'm asking you to hold off on purchasing Amal Unbound. Just for right now, you'll see on the sheet, the curriculum sheet, that I'm asking you to wait until May to purchase that book. But I wanted you to, at least so you'll know, you'll need to purchase it, but wait until May until you purchase it. If you're looking into already purchasing your books, I just wanted you to hold off just for a little while. I will finalize that book and will contact all those that register for my class when it's appropriate for them to go ahead and purchase it. The next thing I wanted to talk about are my materials fees. So my materials fee for this class will be $5 if we meet virtually, and $25 if we meet face-to-face. $5 will cover subscription costs for different things that I have to pull worksheets and different programs that I use online to keep the kids engaged. The $25 covers those same subscriptions because I'm still going to have to do them, and also any copies that I need to give to your students while we're meeting face-to-face. When we're virtual, you're going to need a printer, you need ink, you need paper. There's not anything that I should be charging you for because you'll have it yourself. So you just need to make sure you have those items. So that's really what my materials fee will look like for the fall. There are some schoolwork and parent-teacher expectations I want to go over quickly. The first is there's three things that I really expect or that you should understand when it comes to the schoolwork or the classwork for this class. The first is that the students are going to be writing weekly, if not bi-weekly. So if you are a person who may not want your child writing every week, please understand that's what we do in this class. Please do not sign up for this class if that's not something that you're interested in having your child learn or your child do. We write I don't jump the kids in at the deep end. We start from the shallow and we work our way up. And as long as your child is following through on all the work that we're doing week by week, they will have no problem staying with the schedule of our writing assignments. The next thing is that students will have grammar tests. So as I introduce grammar skills, the students will receive tests on those skills. We will not be doing them weekly. Sometimes they might not even be bi-weekly, but just so you know, your student will receive tests for that class. And for this class. And there is something important about that is that the parents are going to be grading those tests. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But my last schoolwork expectation is that we do end of quarter projects. So we write so much in this class. So I'm not going to just be doing little busy work. Like you're basically getting three different things from me. You're going to get a writing assignment, you're getting tests, and then the end of quarter assignment. I do ask a weekly literature test, just so I can stay on top of whether the kids are really reading the book. But other than that, I don't like inundating my kids with a lot of busy work, especially when I need them to write to the best of their ability, right? So that is my schoolwork expectations. My parent-teacher expectations. So this is really important for you to know before you sign your student up for this class. What is it that you have to do for this class? Which is, the first thing is you're gonna need to be an editor. I explain to my kids over and over and again that no one writes alone. All these bestsellers that we see, yes, somebody might sit down and write, sentences and paragraphs and chapters, but they still have to go through an editor. They still deal with a publisher. They still have a publicist. There are people that work to make this masterpiece better than it was when the person sat down and started writing it, right, from their ideas. And so you have to be that person for your student. I will introduce the writing concepts. Your students will write papers, but they have to run those papers by you. If you are a person that you don't think that you have enough time to review work, then I don't recommend that you take this class. This is a class where after your student writes, they need to be able to go to somebody and someone actually read. And you don't even have to be the best person to, some people are like, I'm not big with English, I'm not that good. That's fine. But a sentence begins with a capital letter. You know that a period or a question mark is supposed to be there. You know when something doesn't sound right. You know if something is spelled wrong. Those small little editing skills are what I need you as a parent teacher to follow behind. I'm going to do my job, and then I ask you to come and do your job. We meet in the middle, and we are producing these wonderful writers. The next thing is for you to, as a parent teacher, to vet. This is very important. Please vet, research every one of these books that I'm introducing to you. I do my best to pick the books that I feel are appropriate for the class and for this age group, but your household may not be okay with discussing some of these topics. And you need to know that before you come in, because what I'm trying to avoid happen is anyone contact me and say, did you know that this was in the book? I'm like, yes, I'm aware it's in the book. Did you know it was in the book? And that's going to be the question I'm going to ask you, because it is your responsibility to make sure that the books that are being chosen for your student are appropriate for your student and your household. So please take a moment over the summer, research these books, go on Goodreads, go on Amazon, look at different reviews, find out if it's something that you're okay with your students reading. I pick these books based on diversity, on types of authors. I would like my kids reading different types of authors, different diversity being introduced, different themes, topics. So, though that might be for me, the all around, these 5 books may cover all of those grounds. It may not work for your family, but please know that before you come into the class. The last thing is that I mentioned before that your students will be completing grammar tests. You will be responsible for grading those tests. I will provide you with the answer sheet. I will provide you with the point values. You will grade those tests, and then you will submit that grade to me on the date that will be indicated in Google Classroom. So those are the three things that are very important before you decide to commit to this 7th grade grammar and composition class. I have a couple of recommendations for going forward if you are interested in registering. The first is, please make sure you talk to other parents about me as a tutor, and also about the 7th grade class, grammar and composition class that they took. Find out about my organization, how I respond to the kids, how I introduce concepts. Am I friendly? Do I, am I attentive? Do I respond back? These are all things that you really need to know about me as a tutor, because that's going to help you work with your child when they're not with me. So make sure you understand the good, the bad, and the ugly about this class. If you don't know anyone that you can talk to, I have a couple of people that I'm more than happy to have you talk to. They will tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what I want. So I want you to get all of the information that you need before you sign up for this class. The next thing is that eXtend may offer a summer prep class for grammar for those of you who are still kind of struggling, even though that probably will be a Shirley Grammar class. I wouldn't tell you to take it unless you're brand new to grammar, because we are using Easy Grammar Plus, which is different than Shirley Grammar. But anyway, if you would like, you can sign up your kids or your student to the summer grammar prep class that's going to take place probably through eXtend. If not, no big deal, because I have to start from the beginning no matter what. I have to review all of the parts of speech no matter what. So if you're unable due to finances or scheduling, or just like, I just don't do anything over the summer, that's fine, because I have to do it anyway. So no big deal if you're not able to do the classes. But those two tips I do feel would help you in your decision-making process as to whether this class works for you and your family. The last thing I want to mention is just my communication and my mode of communication. So I mentioned to you before that I will be using Google Classroom for all of my assignments. I like Google Classroom. It keeps me organized, it keeps the kids organized, and it gives them a way to submit work to me, and then I can submit grades immediately back to them. I'm really big on trying to give back feedback, especially at the beginning of the school year, so that they know what it is that they need to work on. So I do utilize Google Classroom, and I do the majority of my communication through Google Classroom. You will see my assignment sheet on there. If you're new to eXtend, we give assignment sheets for every week, so you know what it is that we're working on for that week. Every class has them. But my assignment sheets will be in Google Classroom. I also do email parents, but I also tell parents, feel free to email me, or you can text me. And I'm telling you, text is best. I am the greatest at texting. And I've noticed that most homeschool moms, busy homeschool moms or homeschool parents, are really big texters because you're doing so much and I can just give you an answer, right? So if you really need something from me, feel free to text me. I will respond to you when I am able. It may not be immediate, but I will make sure I respond back to your question. I will also say this, I really encourage my kids to advocate for themselves. So I would highly recommend that you tell your students, contact Mrs. Broadhurst if you have a question. I stop what I'm doing when I get an email from my students, because that's very important for me, for them to build up that confidence to be able to reach out to an adult to say, I don't understand. That's really big. And so therefore I really encourage that. And so I encourage you to ask your students to send me emails if they're not quite sure. I love hearing from my kids, and I answer and provide help as soon as I'm able to when it comes to kids. Sometimes I even answer kids faster than I do adults. So just so you know that. I just wanted to let you know that. But okay, I think that's it. I have covered everything that that I needed you to know. Hopefully, I've answered all of your questions. If you have more, please don't hesitate. You can contact me at mbroadhurst@extendhomeschool.com. I have it right there on the board. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Again, my name is Myneko Broadhurst. I will be tutoring 7th grade grammar and composition. I look forward to meeting you, look forward to meeting your student. If this class is something that you are interested in registering, which I hope you are, I love grammar, I love composition. I hope your students will learn to do the same. All right, take care, bye.